What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Kevs View. I'm your host, Kevy Kev. This is season 5 of the Kevs View TV show. So I have two talented guests today. Before I even introduce who they are, let's take a quick little break and be back after this.
Yeah. I think where I got them from. Just
Well, that was my new opening. That was a recap of season 1 through 4. Now we have another season I have ahead of y'all right
Tell me
now.
who you are.
So right now I have a special guest. He goes by the name of Lamar Beane. He's a jewelry designer. He's an amazing, talented friend of mine. What's up, Lamar?
what's going on? How's it going?
Finally, you're here on the couch.
I'm here.
So let's jump right into this conversation. We have some amazing jewelry on the table.
Thank you.
What made you get into being a designer?
Um,
Jewelry.
I never intended on being a designer. Doing jewelry started. I was actually dealing with depression, and I kind of needed something that would kind of keep me out of my head and stop me from pulling my hair out of my head. And I kind of because it was kind of bad for a moment. So I went through a phase where I was like, okay, I wrote out a list of things that I used to do, that I used to enjoy doing, that I just didn't do anymore. And it was beading, it was tap dancing, and it was one more that I couldn't remember. But I did each one for a week, and then in the end, beading is the one that came out. That's what I remember that I used to like doing the most. And yeah, thanks to YouTube now, now I've learned all these different techniques, and I've gotten really good at it.
So is there anything on this table that took you more than a week to do?
This. Whoa.
It's okay.
So these are, this is a beaded rope. It's 7 feet long.
7 feet long.
Yeah, it's one piece, and there's really no wrong way to wear it. You can wear it however you want to wear it. You can wrap it around your body, wrap it around your waist, wrap it around your neck.
Wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, but this took about I want to say about a month. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of the drawbacks to doing jewelry. It's not like designing clothes where you can come up with a design and bust two of them out in a night. Like I could do maybe 2 or 3 of these, but something like that, if they wanted 4 or 5 of them, it's going to take some time to do. But
Right.
I enjoy doing it, and people enjoy wearing it. So
Right. I went to an event a couple weeks ago, National Night Out. One of my artists that I work with, he's also C-Page.
Okay.
He wore some of your stuff, and I'm just like, he had this headpiece on, was like so dope. Like I need to get me on, like seriously. I need to feel like a king while I'm on set. But
we might better work that out for you. Get you a crown made.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
One of these pieces on this table just caught my eye. When she put it on the table, I was like, I need it. That one right there.
Which one?
Yes.
This one?
Yes.
So
I don't know. The stone
this is,
just caught my eye. Talk about this.
This is citrine, and citrine is it's a money stone. It's good for attracting money and prosperity and wealth. And I wrapped it myself. These are all wood beads around it. And yeah.
Wow.
Something like this would probably go for about like maybe $30.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Then I got some other pieces that get, a little bit more expensive, like, the veils, only because they're so intricate. These usually start at $80. And, you can get,
dope.
Yeah, you can get the full face one. You can get one that like stops right here. I have something like, you can do like this and they like move.
Wow.
It all depends on.
There.
No, so that's a female's piece. That's a necklace.
Dope. Wow.
So that's how.
Amazing.
Yeah, this took quite a while as well. This one took quite a while as well.
So like price range, you said from like 30.
Yeah,
for that 7 foot piece thing over here.
So this right here, these go for 120 because those take a lot of time and a lot of work to do. So they start at 120. They can get a little bit more expensive if you want like specific. Some people want specific designs, and I can put designs in them, but that takes more time. Too. Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. The rings. I'm actually about to start doing putting out a lot more rings. I'm trying to get ready for. I've been doing Raw Artists, and I did Raw Artists Brooklyn, which was pretty dope. I did Raw Artists Atlanta, which was super dope because that's where I'm from. And I started back doing this up here in New York, so nobody had ever seen my jewelry, like that. So it was kind of like a homecoming. So that was pretty cool. But now I'm getting ready for Boston, which will be in October. So I'm trying to get my stock up.
So are you doing anything for Fashion Week coming up?
No, because I'm actually going to be down in Atlanta for Labor Day weekend. I'm going home for Labor Day weekend. So, and I'm
Fashion Week here in New York is later, like a week or so after Labor Day.
No,
there's some shows that go like to like the 14th, 15th.
Well, if anybody has any shows, and then they let me know, I would be more than happy to do them. But I didn't. Yeah, I don't know. Let's
work on a collection for 2019 February. My birthday time. And that's another Fashion Week. Was it Winter Fashion Week, right? Was that spring? I don't remember. I know it was a Fashion Week in February. I know that for a fact.
Okay. I'm with it.
I have a couple of people that have been asking me about putting a jewelry line in their collection, and I'm like, that would be dope. So we could talk more about that.
I would be absolutely. I would love to do that because like the few times that I have done Fashion Week, I've been like accessorizing other people's fashion line, which has been cool. Don't get me wrong, but it's nothing like being the spotlight and not the accessory. So I would love to like actually be able to get to show my line and have my line highlighted. That would be pretty great.
So when are you going to Boston again?
It's going to be October the 25th is when they're having the show. They just hit me up actually the day before yesterday, so I'm still waiting to get all the information and then get the flyer.
So how long are you going to be there?
I'm going to be there for like a week, but the show's for one night. It's with Raw Artists. I'm doing a run of the Raw Artists showcase. Right. So yeah, the show's going to be the night of the 25th from 7 to 11. I don't have all the information yet, because like I say, I just talked to them and booked it.
Yeah, I'm having the event the 27th of October.
Where at?
In Brooklyn. I'm giving back to the community. I'll be highlighting and giving awards away to some amazing, talented leaders in the community. So I'm looking for someone to put a table up.
Listen, let me know, because like I said, I'm going to be in Boston for a week, but I'm pretty much going to leave the night of the show. Okay. Like I'm going to be there the week before, so I'll be here for those days. Okay. And I would, hell yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, so I'm going to do like a little talent show in between giving away awards.
Okay.
So I'm giving about maybe 15 awards away.
What the awards going to be for, you say?
Some community leaders, some politicians, and giving away awards. I'm not sure if I told you I'm running for an office for 2021.
No.
Yeah. So I gave away this last season that I'm running for assembly member, but I decided to take a step back and let me stay on the local level. So I'm running for office for city council. I think we need somebody in office to representate for. I always say that we're wrong. What I mean?
Represent
our LGBT community.
Yeah, especially somebody
There's
who
no
knows.
voice for that.
Yeah, somebody from our community.
Don't get me wrong, Richie Torres is an amazing politician, city council member in the Bronx. Please focus on housing.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not gonna talk too much about me. I want to talk more with you. Let's talk about this headpiece that you have here.
This crown over here.
This crown. This is amazing. And tell me
Thank
what
you.
some of the
This is,
jewels, crystals
we have
mean.
a rose quartz. These right here are amethysts and some other quartz. These and just little small chips of assorted stones. Tiger's eye, aventurine, rose quartz, and yeah, I was bored one night, and this is actually this part right here is actually like a headband, like one of the female headbands that you put like that. And I saw it in the store. It was only $1, and I was like, "What could I do? I'm gonna find something to do with it." And this is what I came up with.
And how much that actually?
This right here goes for $250, and I have some that go for like 3 or 4. I have a couple that go for 3 or 4, but yeah, there's a lot of supplies on here, and it's one of a kind. You won't get this anywhere else.
I bet you every time you do something different, it's different every time.
It's different every time. Yeah, I couldn't. I probably couldn't make the same thing. I couldn't duplicate it if I tried.
Anything else on here that you want to talk about that means something?
Let's see. So these are one of my favorite pieces right here. I've actually been trying to figure out how to do them for a while. I had the idea in my head, and every time I tried to execute it before, it never worked. But they're for females.
That look like, what is them chastity belts look like?
No, it's like it's for like a full body piece, but it goes around the neck, and it's for chicks. It goes around the neck.
Wow.
So it's like a full body piece, and I have quite a few of them.
Dope.
But these are one of my signature pieces because once again, I haven't seen anybody do anything like this. So these in my veils are kind of like my signature pieces that I'm kind of known for. But
what is this like? This is some stones right here on this one right here.
What are you looking at right here?
Yes.
These are shells, cowrie shells. A lot of the stuff, a lot of my inspiration I get from, just whatever I have on hand. I had these for a while. I didn't know what to do with them, and I was like, I'm gonna make a chest plate. I usually wear this with a separate necklace to go up under it to like hang in the middle.
So what are those 2 stones on there? What do they represent? I see more than 2 stones on there.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what any of these stones are. I got them from my auntie. She got them from when she went to Africa, and she told me what they were when she first gave them to me, and I forgot, and she doesn't remember, and I don't remember. But
you need to be Googling it.
I tried Googling it. Like, I mean, you Google black stones or brown stones, and you can sit there and look through pages and pages and pages.
And there's nothing like online you can like find someone who knows about stones.
I mean, like,
ask those questions.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a couple of groups that I've asked a couple of people to try to identify them, and somebody told me this could be an agate, but it could also be an opal. Like I've gotten different things, so I don't want to say that this is this and then not be that. Like I know for a fact that these are jade. I know for a fact that's tiger's eye. So that if I know what it is, I'll tell people what it is. But if I don't, I'm like, it's a nice stone. I like it, but I don't know what it is. So.
And I see some metal over here with some stones in there. Look like
metal. This.
Yes.
This is bronze.
Something I would wear if I was back at home in the country. Some Wakanda. That's what they're giving me right there.
Shit, yeah.
That's what that's giving me.
And I like it because I like anything that clanks.
I mean, my other guest was like fascinated about it. He wants it. So
yeah, he was telling me how much he liked it. Yeah, I like it because it clanks.
So
these right here, I also got these. My grandmother bought them back from Africa. These are African trading beads. These ones right here, they're actually made out of sand glass. Sand glass. And then it's African trading beads, and then these right here are bone. Don't ask me what kind of bone. I don't know, but that's what they're made out of. Is bone.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, I try to use pieces. I try to use beads and stuff that aren't common. Because what I see a lot when I go out to a lot of the festivals or a lot of the events that I go to, a lot of people do have jewelry. But if you have 4 or 5 tables that are selling jewelry, they all pretty much have the exact same thing. which is cool because a lot of them are just buying the product and then reselling them. You know, but I'm like, if I'm going to make it, I want it to be something that I don't want. You know, I had somebody ask me like, these are about the only thing that somebody else makes that I'll make. You know, but if you can get it from 4 or 5 other people, then I'm not really interested in trying to make it because that's not going to set me apart from anybody else. You know.
Yep. So I want to say thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Can't wait to bring you back. Probably do a fashion show before the year is out.
I would love to.
Let's see. I have a whole lot of things I could utilize you for and refer you to people, which would be really dope.
Awesome.
So before I bring my next guest on, he goes by the name of Micheal Rice. He did a documentary called Party Boy, and I'm not even going to tell you too much about it, but I want you to look at this clip. And when we finish with this clip, we're going to come back. We're going to talk to Micheal Rice about his documentary. We're back after this.
When you start to see the bowl build up with the smoke, that's when you pull.
It hooks into the pleasure center of your brain. You are going to sleep with people you don't even know. You're not going to care, even if you knew they had HIV, that they do, because it's not something that feels good in the moment.
I was about 22. I was doing the escorting client. Some white guy up in Manhattan, you know, curiosity kills the cat. So I'm like, oh, so what is that? Yeah, that little history right there. That's where it started from.
Surveillance images reveal the moment when the body of 26-year-old Jamel Moore is removed from the West Hollywood apartment of a very well-known Democratic donor in L.A.
I like to call him Slag Master. I've seen him marionette the whole black gay community with meth.
And the last question I want to ask a little bit, when did you start seeing crystal meth in the black community?
I started seeing crystal meth in the black community when I moved to New York in 2012. And it's growing by the day.
So welcome back. You just seen Party Boy. Director, producer Micheal Rice is here on set with me. Party Boy is a documentary about, oh my God, I just hate talking about this nasty drug that has taken over our community. Some people call it Tina, some people call it P&P. There are two people who actually saw the whole 10-minute piece about a week or so ago, and two other people that you interview are very close friends of mine. And I used to hang with them all the time, smoke weed, drink, did not know they was doing this nasty drug. I have to curse because this is my show. I don't care. This nasty fucking drug taking over our community. It needs to stop. Like, it hurts my feelings. It hurt. Let's talk about this, Micheal. Let's talk about this documentary. Why did you put this documentary together?
I decided to put Party Boy, the documentary, together based off the need. Around 2011, 2012, I started seeing friends of mine, people that I was romantically involved with, people that I just knew in the community, all the way from friends that were a little bit impoverished to friends that were working in corporate America. And I started seeing the same kind of telltale signs of paranoia, rapid weight loss, things of this nature, and, you know, spots on the face. And I was kind of, at that time, I didn't know what it was. You know, the only thing I knew about crystal meth at the time was the TV show Breaking Bad. And that's what I knew about meth, was white people who were in rural America and that were doing crystal meth. But now it flipped, and now you have a lot of young gay black men and trans using crystal methamphetamine. So I said, where did this come from? And so I started researching. I was finding it was really hard to find research. The CDC had barely anything. The New York Times had an article or two. I reached out to a couple of professionals from GMAD, Chris Johnson and them over there at GMAD. They had a little bit of information, but it really wasn't a plethora of information that was out there dealing with black LGBTQ people using crystal meth. But here we have this epidemic that is like rapidly happening, and it's like a domino effect. And I said, well, let me do something about it. So one day I saw a quote by not by Maya Angelou, but by Nina Simone, and it said, "It is an artist's duty to speak of the times." And so I said, I want to use my creativity. I want to, as a director, as a producer, I want to use my creativity. I want to use my know-how, my wits, and to create a piece of art that we could put out there in the world that people can see and say, you know what? From seeing this documentary, I'm going to make the choice not to do crystal meth, not to do Tina, not to engage with people, that are doing these kind of drugs, so it won't continue to populate within our community.
Wow, it's just like, I'm not mentioning names. One of them, Josh Kim brother, that's in there just to hang out, party, drink, smoke weed. And I'm just like seeing him going down. I'm like, is he doing coke or is he doing crack? What is he doing? Why is he looking so frail now? Not knowing that he's going to the other friend who is the drug dealer and is doing it right with him. I mean, I've seen so much in my life in the last 20 years, but I did not expect crystal meth
Something like this
to take over the community like this.
I've been telling people, this is why at the Health for Human Right conference that we went to at the center in Manhattan, I became very passionate on the table when we were doing the talk back regarding crystal meth, because I said, I know we're talking about HIV infection. This has been an ongoing battle since 1981, 82. I know we've talked about now the usage of PrEP, and things of this nature, and how we can prevent the spread of HIV, talking about U equals U, how everyone can focus on their health and make sure that, each other are healthy. But this epidemic is so fast, and it's taken over, I will say, millennials and Generation Y, more than anybody I could think of, It's funny because being in my mid-30s, as I was growing up and came to New York freshly, 2006, 2007, fresh out of college, I was told to, where's the gay people at? Oh, go down to the pier, go down to Chi-Chi's, go down to the village. You had to meet people. You had to physically engage with people. You had to see if somebody likes you, if they don't like you, where to go, where do we go have drinks, sit down at the pier. Nowadays, because of social media and because of the internet and because of apps that are on our phone, the physical aspects of seeing where groups of people are at no longer exist. Because now it's hidden within the social media sphere of the cell phones. So now you can have people who do this in this apartment or this house or this location, and no one would ever know because it's not out in the public. This is why it's becoming so hard finding detailed information and research regarding Black and Latino queer people of color with the use of meth and the uprise of meth, And so what I decided to do was create this documentary. It gives historical context about our history as queer people of color. It also gives context about drug use, where did crystal meth come from, and it talks about HIV infection. And from all this, and as well as depression, but from all this, is formulated together in a documentary. And I'm really hoping that more black media, any media, will start covering it. More black publications will start covering it. Because what I don't want to happen is for it to be so severe that it gets to a point to where it's a pandemic and it's a crisis and it's out of control and we can't do anything about it and it has to simmer out.
You have anything before I move on? I know you know anybody who's doing
That's a subject that I could talk about all night.
Pick up your mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a subject I can talk about all night. I actually haven't seen Party Boy. I'm very interested in. You said, can I watch it on YouTube? Where can I go see it at? Where can it be seen?
Well, we have screenings that are happening all around New York, and you can see it like that, and then yeah.
Well, I mean, let me know where, because I would definitely like to see, because I know quite a few people who I've lost quite a few friends, like lost them to me. Not lost as in we're no longer friends, like lost as in they're not here on this earth anymore,
right.
Because of the drug. Like you say, I've seen it go from a white boy drug to a black boy drug to a mainstream black boy drug, and I've seen the damage firsthand, up close and personal. I don't want to talk about it because I'll start getting emotional and I might start naming names and cursing, and that's not what we're here for. But I'm glad somebody did it. As well, it's very much needed, and it's long overdue, because, like you say, it's already in crisis stage.
Yeah.
So kudos to you, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So this documentary is in film festivals right now?
Yes, it's actually in film festivals. It's going international. I just came back from London, a screening in London and Toronto.
Okay.
We just did one for Vive Healthcare and the Accelerated program in Jackson, Mississippi, which was a total success.
Dope.
We screened in Oklahoma. We've screened all around, but one of the big film festivals that we have is the Baltimore International Black Film Festival, which is happening in Baltimore, and I'm so excited about it. We also have partnered with Impulse Group DC, which is going to be showing on the 18th of September. So we're pretty much heading from DC, Baltimore, and we even have a screening here on the 29th of November at the Schomburg in Harlem. So I would love for you guys to come
I'll be back out,
to see the film. And it's just an important film. I mean, outside of talking about crystal meth, like I said, we spoke about everything in the film, from the Harlem Renaissance, how it went into Reaganomics, the crack epidemic, and then how it kind of segue into where we're at right now. So when you see it, I know some people just think it's just stories about meth, but actually it kind of tells you a perspective of queer black history and how, methamphetamines, opioids have affected our community. Also, talk about addiction.
Yeah. I mean, it really touched me when it was playing to see my two friends in there, and I just was like, wow. Just trying to remember if this is the same day that passed away last year. Did this day pass away? That's in the film?
No.
Okay, so it was another day. So I have two friends that day, but I just couldn't remember which one, because I'm not a part of the community like that no more. I stepped away to focus on media. This is what I've been doing, highlighting producers like yourself, entrepreneurs like you, artists. I'm not in the ballroom community. I'm there, but I'm not there. But I hear what's going on, and I do have to speak about it. Like I said earlier, I'm running for city council. I do want to be that voice for our community. This issue that's going on right now needs to be talked about, and it got to be pushed in that direction where it needs to be pushed.
I feel like that's
because people are talking. People are talking, but they're talking. They're kitchen table talking.
Yeah.
They're talking. They're talking about not doing it while they're doing it. But
true.
I need to be at this table with these big heads, making legislation to stop it. Like, what could be our next steps? What are our next steps to do to make this not continue in our community? That's where I need to be. You understand? Me standing outside of the circle, yes, me talking to the community. Community's there, but our leaders of the community need to be doing something.
Absolutely.
One person I really commend is a gentleman at the Impulse Group in DC named AJ. And what AJ is doing, they're actually physically getting donations, finding people who are addicted to crystal meth within our community, paying for their rehab, going out.
Got me thinking about something right now.
Out into the streets, telling people we need to, inform our young people what it is, Also talk about harm reduction if you are using it. Maybe some harm reduction points and tactics that you can use to make yourself a safer, I guess, a safer way of using. And then also just going into the schools, telling people and having screenings like Party Boy, where you can see the historical aspect and the layout of how everything plays out. It also talks about depression. One of the cast members within the documentary, a gentleman by the name of Micheal Roberson.
That's my uncle.
Micheal, adjunct professor at New School, he hit the nail on the head when he said, some people are living in depression, and some people, especially black queer men, we're so used to having this post-traumatic kind of situation happen to where, you're told by multiple institutions that were meant to help you as a person, regardless of being gay, institutions that were meant to help you as a person, family, school, and the church.
Yeah.
But when you have the church telling you because you're queer, you're going to burn in hell, when you have the school telling you that the statistics say that you're going to die of HIV, and when you have your family put you out on the street, what do you think these people come to? Where do they go to for comfort? They're going to find comfort somewhere.
Yeah.
And sometimes comfort takes place in the form of crystal meth.
Yep.
This is why you see this domino effect happen in our community. People just want to be loved. There's a sense of wanting to have an inclusiveness with each other. Sometimes as gay black men and gay queer people in general, black and Latino, sometimes we ostracize ourselves and we create pockets within ourselves where it's almost like a Willie Lynch syndrome to where we hate ourselves because I see you and me and you see you and me and vice versa. And some people have the crab in the barrel mentality where they want to take you down, and people have to live with that. And so I think going through that post-traumatic stress of just living every day as a queer person of color, not saying it's an excuse,
right,
but sometimes it wears people down, and they want to have a place of solace. They want to have a place of let everything be all right. And I think sometimes that comes in the form of certain addictions.
Yeah. Yep. And I mean, growing up, like I said, being a part of the ballroom community, I have been around the legends and icons, no names, doing coke in front of me. Oh, you want to try this? No, it's not what I want to do. Oh, the way you're going to be in this house, you got to do this. I'm not going to do that. It's not, no. It's not worth it. This, like I said, this has to be put in the forefront. This is why I asked you here. Like, it needs to be talked about. So what's next for you with this documentary?
What's next is for us to globally get it out there. When I did a screening, I was invited by 56 Dean Street and UK Blackout to go to London. And I didn't know at the time that London had a problem with meth addiction among young queer people of color. They call it chemsex over there in London and Scotland and the UK, but we just call it Tina, crystal meth use. And I went over there and people made a big to-do about it, and they said, now we really got to hit the streets and make it happen. So the next thing for me is just trying to garner more attention, and that's why I really appreciate people like you so much, and people like you that like being positive, putting that out there, positive messages, business, entrepreneurship. People need to have entrepreneurship in their life to distract them from things that could be seen as negative. You know what I'm saying? As I sit here and look upon this beautiful jewelry, people need to be able to say, you know what, I have a dream of being a TV show host and having my own show, because that promotes us, that promotes you, that promotes us, that promotes the culture, So next is just film screenings. We have a screening on the 29th at the Schomburg. September 18th, we have at Impulse DC at Theater E in DC. We have the Black International Film Festival in Baltimore, led by Mr. Kenneth. And so those are the things that's happening with Party Boy. And I'm just trying to, bond together with brothers like yourself. And hopefully you could tell more people that are in media, publications, because I think the more we put it out there, the more we have to face it.
I've listened to the States. Atlanta needs to be in that rotation.
I just came back from Atlanta. We had a screening at Emory.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It
But I don't mind going back again.
You need to go back. Like
I don't mind going back
that's my
again.
hometown.
Right.
And
I mean, we can talk more about this. I definitely will bring both of you back and some other people. I want to do a panel discussion before I do my event October 27th. So my time is up for today. Before we go, both of you, camera right there, tell people how they can find you. And you said your upcoming events already. Just tell people how they can find you.
Which camera right here in front?
Straight ahead.
Okay. So how you can find more information about the documentary Party Boy is to go on all your social media platforms. It's Party Boy Documentary. That's Party, P-A-R-T-Y, Boy, B-O-I, Documentary. And if you are inquiring about a booking, you could also contact the project manager for Party Boy, which is Alvin at themediamodel.com.
All right, now, if you're looking for me, you can find me on Instagram at Ngozi's Blessed Beadwork. That is NGOZI_BLESSEDBEADWORK. Same thing on Facebook, and you can also find me on Ngozi's Blessed Beadwork at gmail.com.
Again, I want to say thank you for coming. So we're gonna have more. Some more footage of me and Michael Rice at an event that we did a couple weeks ago. So check out next week for that footage. I'm Kev, and we see y'all next time.
What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy from the Breakfast Club. Yeah. We are the original weird niggas from the basement.
It's your boy Haran Hargrave. Stay tuned for another episode of RTS Spotlight.
Shout out to Respect the Shooters. They owe me $100 for that drop. Salute.
A lot of niggas say they your friends, man, but don't support shit you do. Don't get no money with you. I guess me and my niggas is different.
I've been getting money with my team. I just wanna see all my niggas win. Hey, feeling like I'm making chasing dreams. And for my squad, I just want one thing. I want my niggas to win. I want my niggas to win. No, we're making hella bands. Cup in the corner with friends. I want my niggas to win. I want my niggas to win. Everybody diamonds dancing. Everybody got mansions. Came from days in the basement. Me and my niggas ain't had shit. Then $1 in my pocket, that was tragic. Started falling like Jordan, we came upon the law. My niggas, we made it go, get more guns, get more dough. We came up from nothing, had to turn nothing to something. Now we only interviewing the curtains, zipping on Prometheus and feel it working. All my niggas living lavish, all this money never had this. Money harder than a bad bitch, do say pull up in the M6. We had to grind hard, started from the back. Blink my nigga ASAP and he started hustle hats. Blink my nigga Swagger, you know he rap TBP. And I'ma be a monster nigga, that's just who I be, yeah.